Over the past few days, we've been meeting so many people and witnessing so many amazing events. But through all this, one thing has become super clear. Street dance is not at all a sustainable career.
Check. That's how I feel right now, though.
Hey, come on, get out of your mood. Is this good? So how are you feeling? It's out of the whole shoot, it's probably like
What did we say? It was day 9. Well, it's not really day 9 because we've been working on it since October. Day 152.5. It's very tiring, it's a lot of work, but it's also kind of cool because I feel like we're really getting a taste of like a full-time artist life.
Experiencing this lifestyle, to be honest, gave us a lot of questions. Is this possible as a career? Who are the very few dancers that are doing this full time? How are they doing it? And most of all, why is it so hard to make as a full-time street dancer in Australia?
I think there's a large majority of the public that don't necessarily appreciate street art and street dance, as a form of art.
But it's actually everywhere. It's in the music you listen to, it's in the ads you watch. But when they see it as like the forefront, it's like not appreciated. It's not because they're like, I see this and I actively don't appreciate it. If you don't know what you're looking at, then how are you meant to appreciate it? Yeah, it's like if we can create something that not only appeals to our street dance community, but the general public, like a wider community, then maybe they will be able to come and understand what we do a bit more, or like care about what we do a little bit more and see that it is really cool.
So what we know is that for 99% of street dancers in Australia, this is nowhere near their full-time job. Almost everyone has something else going on to fund their pursuit of dance. Take us in ProjectOne, for example. At this stage, all of us work or study and maintain our dance on top of that. Amanda works as a receptionist and in a graffiti store. Andrew is a uni student. Jade's a consultant. Jason's a real estate agent. Josh works in the public service. Rob's a musician. I'm a videographer, photographer. And Wendy is a registered nurse. To learn more, we met up with Alice, the director of Destructive Steps Dance Association and a leader in our community.
Would you consider yourself a full-time artist?
Full-time freelance? Because I feel like if I was full-time artist, then I would just be making art full-time or like dancing full-time. But I still have like the admin work side that covers like a lot of my other work as well, like say as an event producer or like a sound technician. So I would say like there's some parts of it that is. Honestly, I would say like 40% dance and then 60% all the other things.
How much of what you do would you say is dance versus like business, admin, that kind of stuff?
It's becoming less and less dance. And that's kind of why I've sort of shifted more into the DJ gigs. I'd say 80% business, 20% dance at the time being, you know, just to pay the bills, you know what I mean?
I do have a lot of free time in the day, but that is like making sure I'm ready to teach, practicing myself, organizing. I know like a month ahead, okay, this event's coming up, or this showcase is coming out, I gotta prep for that. So there's a lot of ins and outs. It's not just waiting around. I wanna say like 40% dance, 60% I'm like organizing.
You have to have like such a range of skills other than just doing the dance, and then you have to do all your admin invoices, and then you have to find your gigs, and then you have to do all this other stuff.
For a lot of these artists, there's an equivalent amount of work that goes into everything surrounding the dance as there is in the actual art form. To find out more about this balancing act, we met up with Stevie G, a b-boy and street dancer with one of the most successful commercial careers that we know of.
We started busing just every weekend, Manly, Darling Harbour, and all that kind of stuff. Just as many shows as we could fit in the day, because the more you could do, the more money you could make. And so it allowed for like the bread and butter, but it was still really inconsistent. So that's why you had to try and kind of hustle for all the gigs and stuff as well on the side. Backup dancing, catwalks, all that kind of stuff. List of good credits. Taylor Swift, Dance with Psy, Jason Derulo, Ricky Lee, Tim-O-Matic, classics. Tim-O-Matic.
I know you don't want to be humble and stuff, but like some of your achievements are really huge. Like that's like things that a lot of dancers would dream of.
But it was still like, you couldn't let your guard down. You couldn't just stop. You couldn't feel like support to just be like, oh, I just need a moment, because you had to keep pushing for the next job, for the next thing. Even when you're doing those gigs, like say if it rained for like 3 weeks straight, and the busing wasn't really there, it was like, how the hell am I gonna pay my rent? How am I gonna get food? And all that kind of stuff. On that side of things, you're like, it's really tough, but then you get all these amazing opportunities. You're dancing with great people. You know, you've got a really good life. So yeah, it was always a balance.
Many years back, I was doing things like theatre, club gigs, try to do whatever we can. It really came down to like the practicality of the hustle. And at one stage, I actually told myself, it's like, yeah, all my friends are all like getting a mortgage, they're all settling down, moving into their full-time careers. Yeah, maybe I don't need to buy a house. Maybe I'm just gonna be like a vagabond that travels the world and performs, you know? This romanticized idea, like some anime guy, you know, like a Ronin, you know? It's probably why I look this way now, you know? Like, as glamorous as the idea of being an entertainer, it's really not that glamorous because you're putting your body on the line. Probably only now, people who go, yeah, you know, I'm on a full-time wage, maybe not a salary yet, and I get my super paid. And
But even then, that's not that common.
no.
What was the main struggles? Like, have you overcome them now? Or do you think it's
It's financial. It's 100% financial. When I think on the longer term scale, I'm like, fuck, like how long am I going to be struggling? Like, is it really going to be a struggle forever? But
yeah. Like, how long can you actually hustle for?
how long can I hustle
how
for?
long
I
can you
can't
keep
be
it up
45 years old, just still fucking doing life beat.
It's a lot of work. I pull like 12 to 16 hour days, like when there's an event, like having to do all the admin leading up to it, like it's a lot of admin work. When you're in this industry, you don't know what's work and you don't know what's leisure.
There's not a lot of free time for myself to dance. Purely for dancing. That becomes your job. It's like you still have to practice it.
It's difficult because I do love dance and I have it as my like escape, but in the same breath, I'm kind of enjoying the other side of learning how to live off it because the alternative is doing something else and I do not want to do fucking anything else. Well, I literally remember the day that I was like, I'm going 100% in on being a creative. And I was on the floor in a bathroom scrubbing and I was just like, just so upset and depressed, and I just remember being like, the next time I can actually talk to my manager, I'm gonna tell him that I quit, and then that was that.
Who got the big tits where the 1, 2? The ones y'all wanna run to. Who got the big tits where the 1, 2? The ones y'all wanna run to.
You're saying you often use a speaker. Do neighbours complain?
Thankfully not, but I've had like the neighbours up there like be looking down and they're like I literally am like close the blinds. I'm like, this is like me time, you know what I mean?
A lot of full-time artists that I know, they're a lot older and they're still hustling, you know?
Yeah, it's not like, oh, I've hit this salary and I'm cool with that. If you want to keep earning money, you got to keep hustling for it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not sustainable. It'll burn you out.
Efren runs an organization based in Melbourne called Cypher Culture, a not-for-profit organization designed to support street dance and its communities.
To learn everything as one person is too much weight for an artist to carry or a dancer to carry. That's the reason why the arts sector even exists. The government gives funding for artistic companies and community organizations to help build this around artists so the artists can do that particular work that reaches out to audience. The more that the street dance community is aware of this, just like what you've done with this YouTube project, and apply for these things and dream big and then bring it back and then just help support our community even more.
I think this industry and street dance in general is very much growing right now. It's still super young and there's a lot more opportunities and things happening in this space. Things like the Olympics.
So for those of you who might not know, breaking was officially added to the 2024 Paris Olympics to a very mixed reaction from the public. In reality, this is a huge opportunity for breakers, as well as the worldwide street dance community. We sat down with some of the Australian breaking team members to hear more.
We are in the Australian breaking team. If we do well in the rankings, we can go to the Olympics. Being on the team just allows us the opportunity to travel for these qualifiers.
And how's it feel to be in that team?
I don't know, it's like massive, but it's like anything, a lot of mental, because it is such a massive thing to wrap your head around.
What makes it even more impressive is that there's not this like support system for breaking, even with breaking the Olympics. It's a lot of like self-motivation, self-training, especially for Molly down here in Wollongong, away from a lot of people.
This is for the Olympics,
right?
You need to be supported so that you can be training, taking care of your body, upskilling so that you can actually compete at an Olympic level as a street dancer. As far as I'm aware, like all the dancers here who are going for that opportunity still have to work so that they can pay for their flights to enter the qualifiers to be on the Olympic team.
Some people started GoFundMes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's GoFundMes, which the dance community is then paying.
It's a lot of self-motivation. We definitely do need a lot more support and funding.
We need heaps more.
Yeah, we do. Help us. It's slowly getting there, but I think we're kind of just waiting for that uproar and people to jump in and just love it.
There have been a lot of skeptics about breaking in the Olympics?
I just think these people need to try it. You know what I mean? People say, oh, how is this a sport? It's a dance, blah, 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 blah. None of them know the level of difficulty and technicality that goes into dance. All we just have to say is give it a go. All right, try a flare, try a windmill, and they'll be like, oh, fuck. You know? Like, yeah, I can fucking run. I can go for a swim. I'm not gonna be the best, but you can't even do a flare. You can't even try. So I would recommend just give it a go. And also it's a balance between creativity, between competition, between athleticism. It's like boxing with like the round versus round system. It's like gymnastics where we're flying around, we're defying gravity. And it's also like figure skating. That creative aspect is really highly valued. So there's so many different facets that make it inevitable for it to be part of the Olympics, to be honest. You can do the whole Olympic thing, but at the end of the day, we're artists too. And I think that's the best part about breaking.
Street dance really in its nature is a tool to help communities, marginalized communities, people who feel that kind of adversity. And I feel like that can help a lot of people, whatever stages of their life moving forward. It's a shame when like the foundations and support don't really help it. I've seen the generation lapse and how hard it is to pass the baton without the artist burning out before they pass the baton. And that's really sad when you don't see the progression because of the weight that an artist has to hold.
Street dance officially began in like the early 70s. So it's very, very young. And so I think it has a long way to go.
I think there's also a deeper conversation of commercialization or wider distribution of street dance.
This is a dance form that comes from people from black and brown bodies from the US. Whatever is the thing that creates that marginalization, that oppression, that adversity is still happening right now. If you are commodifying off a form of people that are still living that life, then you need to be aware of that and use that privilege to make sure you use it as a tool to help communities. Even in the context of Australia, there is still that kind of thing.
If we can elevate voices within the community who have done the research and done the time, I think there's a better chance that we can do it right.
Yeah, and just talking to those people and understanding the knowledge that they have and the respect that they have for the art form.
Even though a lot of people might see street dance as this small niche art form, we really believe it's got a lot of room to grow, and we have a lot of hope for what the future could look like.
Imagine you're playing an RPG game, you go into your thing, you learn your tutorial, you go through it, then suddenly there's a skill tree and a pathway to almost any role that you want to have. I want to make sure that all of those pathways are visible, there's no fog of war, it's like actually there, and you can actually build towards it, and you have people, mentors along the way. I just want to make sure that it's not something that takes your whole lifetime to realize what you want to do.
Let's bring it back to sports. You got your local tennis, local football, local soccer, there's leagues, there's money involved in that. You know, maybe this is the only thing we need to do here. Cross-generational thing. Oh, these are the over 40s category of basketballers, you know, like, and footy players, you know. Just something for someone to be able to slot into and then operating as like, yeah, I don't mind spending, you know, $100 for a month membership, or might not be much money, but there's at least something there.
I think it's just on everyone to hustle themselves. Yeah. You know, we just want to keep moving, and that will only get bigger if we keep teaching and the scene and community gets bigger.
Yeah, it's not sustainable now. Doing the work is important now, and then hopefully in future it'll be sustainable. That can happen for our communities, but it's a very important time right now.
I've loved this so much. I'm sure there's other people who love it too, but they don't know about it. But maybe they'll see it and they're like, oh, that's really cool. You know, I want to do that. Yeah. So like sport is really big here, and that's great. You know, a lot of people love sport, but like dance, street dance, it's just as amazing.
It's something that's so like, I'm so passionate about. I want to share, you know? If someone can get an ounce of like the joy or the fun, the excitement that like this art form gives me,
surely they'll like it.
Surely, right?
Yeah. I feel like most people have no idea how to get into the street dance community.
Never done any crump before.
It was time to come back home and meet up for a final time.